Good morning, everyone. So, any questions from previous topic? Okay. So, whenever you practice, please let me know if you have any questions to be asked. So, today, let us see like how to create a group, how you can add a user to the group. And in the users also, we have not seen certain topics. Okay, let us discuss them. If you remember, yesterday I have shown you how to create a user by a command called add user, right? In that particular command, it is pretty simple that you just need to pass a password. Once the password is configured and the necessary details are provided, the user is getting created. Okay. There is one more option called user add. Now, why we have to use this particular command is in certain conditions, you have to create a user from through script or through particular CLI with some particular customized options and all. We can use this particular user add in a better way rather than add user. For example, if you are sitting in front of the system and if you need to configure some user, I would say you better go for add user command because most of the things will be managed by your command itself. Only thing is you need to pass input for password and you have to pass some inputs for your additional information of the user. That's it. Okay. So creating a home directory, assigning the user with some ID, adding a user to the group, creating home directory, copying the skeleton files, all these things will be managed by your command itself. Now let us see what are the challenges we have if I try to create a user by using this user add command. Simple thing is, uh, I'll try to create a user with some name. Did I already created a user? Yesterday, I think I've created one user. If I'm not wrong. Yeah. I Sudham's test user. Sudham's user I have deleted. So let me remove this home directory. Done. Because I don't have this user. Fine. Now we have only Harish user and test user. Yeah, okay. User add. I want to create a user with the name called, let us say, Sunny. And then enter. I'm not passing any other details. Enter. What happened? The command has been executed and it is successful. How you came to know that the previous command, what you have executed, is successful? By looking at the output visually, or when you're writing some scripts and automation on this particular Linux operating system, you cannot visualize it, right? We have to give some result to say that yes, it is successful. How is that possible? Echo to print a statement. But here I don't want to print any statement. Instead of that, I want to print an output of dollar question mark. So this command will let you know what is the status of the previous command. If you see anything like zero, it is successful. Anything apart from zero means anything that is greater than zero is a failure. Okay. This is a simple way to remember. Don't worry about what kind of number it will print. You can learn that later. But anything apart from zero is a failure. Anything equivalent to zero is a success. So my previous command is successful, not the current one. That's what you need to understand. Now, next thing is I just want to log into this particular user. If I need to log in, I'll just open the command prompt. I will type sh-p 2424 port forwarding. Username is Sunny at localhost. Enter. Now here I have to give a password, right? Have you configured any password while creating this user? No, I haven't configured any password for this particular user. Okay. Now I have to configure. Why? Because if I not need to log into this particular system by using Sunny user, I have to configure the password. That is one thing you need to remember. Next thing is, without having the password, can we log into can I switch to this user? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If you are a sudo user or let's say root user, I can just give su hyphen and let us say Sunny. I have logged in actually, but here you can see some particular warning. What this warning is trying to say? Any guess or any idea? Anything that you have understood from this output? Just want to understand whether you have got the point or not. Anything that you have
Sunny,
understood.
Sunny don't have home directory.
Sunny, when I executed this command, the first thing is password is not configured for that user. That is fine. Though the user got created, there is no home directory for this user. When you don't have a home directory, can you switch to that user? You can switch, but do you know where you are right now? If I give pwd where you are, before you switch it to this user, where you are under slash root, the home directory of the root user, you are still in the same slash root user because you don't have your home directory. Because of this, what will happen? You can't create any files. Why? Because what are the files you try to create? It will create under slash root. Where is your home directory? No, right? So this is the challenge what we have. Now, how to overcome this? I give Control D to come out of this user. Now, how to overcome this? You have to manually create a home directory, or else we can create a home directory after the user was created. Those are called as modifications. For that, we have a command called user mod -f help. Now I want to create a home directory for the user. So which option I have to use? -d, a new home directory for the user account. Right. So let me do that. So user mod -d/home. What is it named? Sunny. For which user it is? Sunny user. What happened? No changes. What it is trying to say? No changes. But here we have to give one more option -m. Okay. Let me try to use -m as no changes. You can see nothing it's trying to do. Move home is in the sense what? Move the content of the home directory to a new location. But is it assigning a home directory for the user? No. What about -m, which I gave? I just gave the commands. Okay, move home in the sense what? Move home directory. Next one is -d in the sense new home directory for the user account. It is also not getting created. How come? No changes. Let me check. It's not created. Why? Because I'll tell you, there is a logic inside it. If I try to cat the password file, pipe grep, what is the user? Sunny. You can see it says that home directory was there, but technically, physically, it does not exist. That's the reason you can see no changes because it is trying to update your password file for this particular user. But this particular user, it says we already have the home directory, but technically, physically, it is not created when I ran that user add command. Okay, so you have to manually fix it. How to do that? mkdir. I need to create a directory under slash home with the name called Sunny. Now, when I ran this command, who has created this particular directory right now? Root user. Who will be the owner of this particular directory right now? Root user itself. If you see, the root user itself will be the owner of it. But technically, if a root user is a owner of this particular home directory, I can't do anything. Example, su-sunny. Now we are not able to see that error. This one. Why? Because now we have a home directory. Fine. But if you see pwd, you are inside the home directory of that user. Fine. Now let me try to create one file. Demo file. It will fail. Why? Because you don't have permissions. Though you have home directory, but this home directory is owned by whom? Root user. So technically, you don't have permissions, even though your home directory is assigned to you. So what is the fix for this? You should be the owner of this particular directory. Now the new command what we have to learn today is how to change the ownerships of a file or a directory. The command will be the same whether you want to change the ownership for a file or a directory. The command is chown, change ownership. The meaning of that is change ownership. Ch own. Ch own. If you want to apply to the subdirectories as well, means under this particular directory, you might be having some subdirectories and files. Do you want to apply for them as well? That is called as recursive. If you want to apply only to this particular directory, no need to give recursive. If you want to apply to the subdirectories and files, then we have to give recursive, capital R. Okay. And then I want to change the user ownership. First one. So, Sunny. Now, do you want to change the group ownership as well? Yes. So, colon Sunny. Now, to whom you want to apply this? Under /home, there is a directory called Sunny. That's it. Now, what happened? The ownership has been changed. Now, if I switch to that user, it works touch demo file. You can see the file has been created and it is owned by that user. Fix what I'm trying to say. Okay. Got the point or any confusion part in this? Anything that you guys have not understood? Please let me know. Okay, clear. Fine. After this, though you are able to switch, but the problem is I cannot switch to I cannot log into the system as a root user, then switch to the other users, right? That is not a straightforward approach. And that is not a recommended approach. As a Sunny user, I want to log into the system with the credentials, but there are no credentials that are configured to that user. So how to configure that credentials? So if you want to set a password, or if you want to reset the password of a user on the Linux operating system, we have a command called passwd. Because for the Sunny user, password is not configured. If you want, you can check here as well. cat/etc shadow, because password of the user will be stored here, right? Grep Sunny. You can see password is not configured. If you see exclamatory, what does it mean? Password is not configured. Now let me do that. passwd. As a root user, I want to set a password for this user, or I want to reset the password of the user. I can do both the things. I will give test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. What happened? The password was configured for this user successfully. You can see now encrypted password. Okay. Now I can log into the system. I'll just cancel this. I will do it is test 1, 2, 3, 4. I have logged in. Okay. Done. And here, why you're seeing the cursor like this and all is, it is a normal shell. It is not a bash shell. By default for this user, it has not assigned a bash shell. You can see it here. If you want to change that particular shell, we can change it. How to do that? User mod -s/bin/bash for Sunny user. Now, if I verify for this user, if you want to see which shell it is, you can see now we have modified to bash shell. If I log out and re-log in, test 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see now I can see the username at hostname. And we can see which shell it is, what I'm using. Shell. I'm using right now bash shell. If you want to know that, what is the command? Echo $capital letters shell. It will let you know which shell you are using right now of the terminal. Okay. This is how it is. So we can manipulate the data of the user by using user mod. If you want to change the user ID, or if you want to change the group ID, if you want to change the shell, or if you want to add a comment, or if you want to modify the home directory, all these things can be managed by using user mod. So if you want to create a user, either user add or add user. But if you want to modify the user details, user mod. Okay. So do remember these things. And now, if I try to check the ID of this particular Sunny user, now this particular user is not a pseudo user. Now I just want to show you how to give pseudo privileges to this particular user in a simple way, means in a simple method. Okay, right now this user is not a pseudo user. If you want, you can check here. Sudo apt update password of the Sunny user. You can see this is what it says, what we have seen yesterday. Now I want to give pseudo privileges to this particular user. How we can do that? Simple method is, in Linux operating system, we have a group with the name called sudo. Let me show you. Where we can see the group related information. Where we can see the group information in the Linux operating system. There will be a file, right, where it will store all the groups information.
/etc/group.
And pipe grep Sunny, right? Sorry, sudo. There is a group with the name called sudo. Now earlier I told you, right, test user in my system, when I've created while installing the operating system, he is by default a sudo user. How it is possible? Because this user is added to this particular group. So how many users have been added to this group? Only one user. Now I want to add this particular Sunny user as well to this particular sudo group. How will you add? You should not do any manual changes in the file. There is a command to do that. So what is that command? User mod -a append to the group called -g. So you can club this one like this instead of giving individual options. So to which group it is? Sudo group. Which user you want to add? Sunny user. And then enter. What happened right now? This user was added to the sudo group. In this way, we can add multiple users at a time to a group. You can just pass the usernames by space separated value. Okay. Space separation. You can pass all the usernames if you want to add multiple users at a time to a sudo group or any other group. Okay. Now, if I go back to the system and run this command, it will work. Oh, I have to log out and re-log in. Now, sorry, you can see we are able to. Just a second, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yes. So now we can see in a simple method, we have seen how to give sudo privileges to a user. Simple thing is add a user to the group called sudo. Okay. Now I'll give you one particular task. In that, you have to find out a second method. Okay. I'll just give you the question over here. And sorry. First question is how to remove a user from group through CLI. Okay. You should not modify any file. You have to do it only through CLI. Second one is the one which I want to do. Yeah. Provide sudo privileges to a user without adding to sudo group. Okay. So this is your second task. Provide sudo privileges to a user without adding a sudo group. Okay. So because I've already covered this one, right? You have to find out a second method. You will search in Google or wherever you will find, you have to do it practically and you have to submit the result. Okay. So this is your task for this weekend. And yesterday I have asked you one question. I think you guys are searching on it. Okay. All students. All of them. Yeah. Due date will be by Monday. You have to complete this. Create a topic. Okay. Next. So, okay. So the task is created. You have to just submit it. If you are able to submit, I can see here. Right now, this particular task is assigned to seven people actually. Okay. Let's go to the next topic. Now let's see how to create a group. Group, add. Generally, why we use a groups in any concept you take, in any authentication method or something, we have a concept called groups. Users are meant for login, means in order to authenticate, verify. To verify the identity, we use users. Okay. Or devices or other mediums, that's secondary thing. And we will allocate some particular permissions to the user so that what are the permissions are given to the user, he can perform only those activities. Then what is meant by group here? Groups cannot log into a system, but you can add a users to the group so that instead of giving the permissions to each and every user in the group, if you add a permissions to the group, what are the permissions are given to the group, the same permissions will be given to the user as well. So the administrative task will get reduced and it will become easy to manage the security part. So it is too complex, right? If I need to give permissions to each and every user, it becomes too burden for me as an administrator. Instead of that, what I will do, I'll create a group. Example, you can take sudo. When a user is added to the sudo group, automatically he got the sudo privileges. What are the permissions are needed? Did I did anything to the user? No. That's an advantage of using groups in any concept, not only this Linux operating system. Here I want to know how to create a group. The command is group add or add group, and we can see some options here. Few options, that's all. We can just check here. Exit successfully if the group already exists. Okay, if your group already exists, you just want to cancel that. We can create a system group, or we can see there is a group ID if you want to set. Okay, so if you want to list the users of this particular group, all these things can be checked. Okay, for example, I just want to do is, yeah, group add. I want to give some number. So let us say 1010, which I give. And the group name is DevOps. Is the group got created? Let's verify. Type group DevOps. The group got created with the ID what I've specified. Now I want to add a user to this group. Okay, with the proper password, home directory, and all these things. Before that, let me delete that user which I've created. So user del. Today, what I want to do, I want to delete a user along with the home directory. Yesterday, we have seen how to delete a user. And if you don't delete the home directory, what are the challenges we have? So user del hyphen d, no, sorry, hyphen r to remove the home directory. And then, yeah, this is sufficient. So username is one is Harish, and I want to delete another person, Sunny. I think it will not get deleted. Let me log out from here. This one also we have covered yesterday. I think few seconds we have to wait. Sunny does not exist. It got deleted, I guess. Yeah. Next, if you want, you can just verify here. That. But do not delete this particular test user. Why? Because the test user is mandated for me in order to log into the system. Okay. Or else if you want to directly log into as a root user, first set a password for the root user. You have to execute a command like this. Now it is trying to set a password for the root user, the current user we call it as. I'll cancel this one. Done. Next important thing is I've created a group. Okay. Now let me add a user to that group. Okay. With the proper command. So I've already written here. Let me just copy paste it. I'll tell you each and everything what it is trying to do exactly. Okay. First, user add. I want to create a user with some ID, specific ID, 1007. So in order to assign that user ID, we have to use an option called -u. Done. Now, next thing is I want to create a home directory for the user because this command will not create a home directory for the user by default. Okay. So this is the home directory of the user. Okay. Next, shell. Since this command will by default will assign a normal shell, I want to allocate a bash shell. So -s for shell and which shell you want to allocate. Next one is information of the user. -c, technically comment. The next important thing is password. You cannot give a direct password here, right? It has to be an encrypted password. Okay. In order to generate an encrypted password, we have to use this particular command. Okay. So just by heart this one as of now. Perl -e print crypto. This is your actual password. Okay. I want to give a password like test1234. Now this particular password is getting encrypted by using which algorithm? $6. So what is meant by $6? What kind of algorithm it is? SHA-512 algorithm. Every algorithm has a different mechanism to encrypt the data. So you can see $5 is SHA-256. What does it mean? This will generate a long encrypted password when you compare with this one. If you want to use any other algorithm, we can see this one. Right now, I want to generate a password with the encryption called SHA-512. Okay, that is what it is. And finally, the username. Okay, and then one more thing is I want to assign this particular user to a group. So let me try to give -g. What is a group? DevOps. Enter. So now what happened? This user was created with the parameters what I passed, and this user is added to the group. If you want to verify it, oh, I think DevOps. Why it is not showing here? Let me check. ID. Oh, yeah, you can see here DevOps. Okay, you can see the ID as well. 1001. Sorry, 1010. So it is added to a proper group. Now for this user, What is a primary group? DevOps. Okay. You can see the user ID 1007, what I've configured here. And we can see the group ID 1010. What is the home directory of the user? It got created. Let me show you. And we can see user ownership and group ownership. Group is this one, right? It is not Teja here. That's the reason why. And we have already configured a password, test1234. Let me verify it. Let me clear the screen. I have to try with test1234. And I've logged in, and you can see it as a bash shell allocated to this user. Okay. Home directory, you can see. I can create a files. That's it. Okay. Any doubts in this? Any questions or any doubts that you have? No? Okay. So if you verify this particular user details in the password file, all the details have been added. Done. So I've already logged in, so I cannot perform any task. You can see here. And this user is a normal user. He's not a sudo user by default. So if you run apt update command, it will fail, obviously, as expected. So you know how to add this particular user to a group called sudo. And this user will become a sudo user. In your case, what you guys have to find out is another approach. So what is that approach? What are the steps you need to follow and how to test it? See, doing the task is one thing and you have to test it as well. Is it working as expected or not? Okay. Then only we can confirm that we have configured that successfully. Okay. Yeah. And the next one is permissions. I want to talk about that on Monday. Okay. So this is what I want to complete it by today, so that on Monday we'll have a new topic to discuss. Yeah.
So I have some issues going on with my,
System.
installation of.
Okay.
Can
You can share the
can
screen.
help
I'll
me?
stop.
Yeah.
Other guys can stay on, or if you want, you can sign off. Okay. It's up to you.
Give me 1 minute.
I think it is not yet shared. Do you have the permissions? Are you able to share?
Yeah, I'm trying to share.
Okay. Share the entire screen, not a window. Yeah, I think it's getting loaded. I can see it now.
Can you see this?
Yeah. May I know the issue, please?
Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So I don't know why this is coming like this, like home.
Oh.
It's not the normal way.
Okay, click on that installer edition.
Hold on 1 minute. Sorry.
Are you sharing only a
Installer.
single screen or the entire window? I'm not able to see anything. I just see only a mobile system page. That's all.
Now?
No. I think you better stop and share once again. While you're sharing, select screen, not window.
Mm,
There will be two options. Screen, window. Try to select screen.
I don't see window, entire screen.
Entire
Somehow
screen.
mine is disabled. Yeah. Somehow it's disabled. I cannot even share now.
Let me do one thing. See, you have permissions. I don't see anything. You can share the screen. I've already given the permissions. Let me check once again. Who can present? Everyone. Yeah, it's given. The permission are given to share the screen. Yeah, I think it's getting loaded. Yeah, I can see mobile extend page. Means the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened? Can you explain, please?
So this is how it is coming. It's not coming like how I do it in terminal, right? That's not
Okay.
coming that way.
See, this is just a normal terminal of mobile extend. You are in the home directory of this mobile extend. Nothing to worry here. Now you want to log into your system.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in the
Okay, open your virtual machine once. You have already configured the credentials, right? On the user sessions, I can see in the mobile extend, localhost at test user is there, right? Just click on that.
click on the this
Left
one.
hand side on the mobile extend page, on the left hand side corner, there is something called user sessions.
This one.
No. I will take the control. Just a second.
Okay.
Can I request for that? Control option is not there. Okay. I'll tell you step by step. See, on the left hand side, there is a user session beside the star.
Here.
No, below that. Below.
Below.
User sessions is there, right? There you can see the last one.
Yeah, last one.
Double click that. Now you can see it is trying to authenticate to that system. Whatever the
No,
credentials
it's
you have
saying,
configured. Now it
no,
is
the problem.
network error in the sense, have you configured port forwarding?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, you have to do that. Show me that mobile extern, sorry, virtual box.
Virtual box. Are you able to see both the screens or this screen?
No, I still see only one screen.
Okay, this is the one.
Mobile extern, yeah. You can drag or you can.
No,
Do
are
you
you
have
able
to
to see my virtual box manager?
minimize this? See, there is a minimize option, right?
Uh,
Technically, in Teams, we have something called screen control. Let me check the settings. Accessibility. I want to take the control. So I just want to see. Are you not able to see the share entire screen instead of window?
okay, let me I did see, but it's disabled. But for me, whenever I try to do that, that portion is disabled, so I cannot
Okay.
share the whole screen. I think I can stop the screen. You want to see the virtual box manager, right?
Yeah.
I can
You can
stop
stop.
and I
Yeah,
can
you can
reshare
stop and
this.
share once again.
Yeah. I missed that class. I was out of town, and then
There is a recording, right? Have you gone through
So,
that?
but I did that by myself. This one I did. So,
In the recording, I have shown like how to configure that in step by step.
okay. Are you able to see now?
It's getting loaded. Yeah. Now, okay, go to that network. Click on that network part below.
This one?
Yeah. Select that network.
Yeah.
Click on that network. Move the cursor to the network name and just click on that. No. Move your cursor on the name of network. There is a name, right? Network. No.
Okay,
Below the
here.
audio. Audio.
Okay. Yeah, it's there. I am there.
But I don't see your mouse is getting scrolled over there. Okay. Click on the network.
Yeah.
Okay, do one thing.
It says
Go to settings.
settings.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my settings?
No, I don't see any action. I think it opened in another window.
Oh.
Can you please try to share?
Yeah, let me.
Screen.
Sorry, I don't know.
That's fine.
These
Yeah.
games.
But can you check with someone like to share why that option is not getting done? Is there a problem for everyone? I just want to check actually. Can someone try to share a screen, entire screen, instead of a window? I just want to check. Gokul or Malavika.
Yeah, sure. I will share this.
Yeah, this is how it is. I'm expecting.
I'm trying.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
entire
okay.
screen. Arna, you can see, right? Like, I don't know why
The
it is.
problem what I'm having is when I try
Can you
to
do
do
one
that.
thing? You better, if this is a problem, right? You can log into the Teams via browser instead of an application. Got it, right? What
I
I'm
did
trying to say.
actually from the browser. I did from the
Then,
browser.
then do one thing. Remove that browser. Try to install one application, Teams application on your system, and try to log in from there.
Okay. So I think what I can do, like in the meantime, like tomorrow or sometime, I will go back to your video and see which one you said I'm missing. Maybe can you please text me so that I can go and try that.
Maybe the second video, day 2 or day 1 activity, Linux commands.
Okay. Because what I did is I did try, like I did Ubuntu, all of that I did, but
Mhm.
somehow something is missing. I think I have to go back and check exactly what's missing.
Sure,
So
try
if
to
this,
watch the first video. After the demo, there is a first video, day 1 activity, Linux overview. In the Linux
Okay.
overview, I have shown like how to install this operating system. In the day 2, I guess, day 2 or in the day 2, I have shown how to use that particular port forwarding.
port forwarding, right?
Yeah, port forwarding. Or you can search in
Let
Google
me-
how to do a port
Okay.
forwarding in Oracle VirtualBox. I'll just show you.
Okay, then
Okay,
I
let me
think
share
that
my screen. I'll explain what to
okay.
do. Okay.
Okay.
See, this is your Oracle VirtualBox, right? You can click on the
Yeah.
network. Here, you will see port forwarding.
Oh, okay. Like
Select
let
this,
me.
give one port number here, 2424 for now, by heart this, or give a port number, it's up to you. And here it should be 22, that is fixed.
Okay, so let me try now because port forwarding, it gets me the blank one though.
Oh, yeah, you have to add. Click on this particular plus symbol.
Okay. Okay, I did. And then
Here,
now
name is not
here
mandate, it's up to you. You can give whatever. I gave something like LOSSH.
it's written for me. It says rule 1.
Yeah, rule
TCP.
1. Yeah. So
TCP
here
it's
host
saying.
port is there, right? Just try to give this
Uh-huh.
number, 2424.
Okay, there I have to give 24, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guest port, try to give 22.
Guest port is 22.
Yeah. Now,
Okay,
okay.
the host port is 24. Guest port is 22.
Click on
Okay,
OK
now.
and then OK.
Okay.
Changes have been applied. What you will do
Okay.
is go to the mobile
Uh-huh.
system. Okay.
Okay.
Go to the session.
Yeah. And go to the SSH and then
Yes. Here,
remote
give the
host.
name of that user, what you have configured in the virtual machine.
Okay.
No, sorry. Here it is. Here it is localhost. My bad.
Yeah, localhost. Yeah,
Localhost.
that's what. Yeah.
This has to be user.
Localhost. Yeah, and then here it is.
User.
Specify user is test user, right?
Whatever you have configured.
Yeah. Test user.
And here it should be 2424.
Yeah. No, I'm getting same remote side unexpected. Maybe I can press R and
Okay.
see.
I'll do one more thing. What you have to do is log into your virtual machine. I'll tell you. You have to install one package. I think even that also have covered.
What is the package? You can tell me. I can do it. I don't want to waste your time.
And that's okay. But let me just type it over here.
Okay.
Just execute this command sudo apt install open. I'm typing it.
Okay.
This command you have to execute.
In my machine,
System.
right?
in the virtual machine.
Yeah.
After this was successful, just try to run systemctl. So once you log into your system like this, you will run this command, right? Sudo apt install open ssh -7. It will ask you the password of that user. You have to give the password. In my case, it's already installed.
Okay, I'll do and let you know if I
Sure,
find any issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye bye.